Hey folks, welcome back to Big Daddy's Barbecue Pit. Today we're going to do a pulled pork on the UDS drum. So I got about an 8-9 pound pork butt here, Boston butt. It's going to be real simple. We're going to let the fat on it. We're going to rub it down and we're going to start cooking. Stick around. Hey folks, welcome back. So today we're going to rub this butt down with some Killer Hogs the BBQ Rub. I've tried this product a couple times, very good. We're just going to basically cover, I'm not going to put any mustard on it or anything like that. This is going to be a basic recipe that you can do at home. Make sure you get the sides all the way around really well. We're going to be cooking this fat side down today because our heat's coming from the bottom of the smoker. We're going to use that fat cap to help protect the meat. We're going to smoke this for about 4 hours till it gets about to 165, and then we're going to wrap it and then put it back on until temp reaches 200. So now we're just going to leave this sit here and hang out until our smoker comes up to temp. We're going to cook this today about 275. Going to be using some apple wood for smoke. Stick around. I got that some bitch pretty good. Okay folks, so now we got the chimney lit. We're gonna go ahead and dump our hot charcoal down on some other charcoal I have in the bucket, and then we're gonna throw in some apple wood. So I got about 4 pieces of wood we're going to stick in here. Like I said, this is apple. It'll give a good mild flavor. We'll go ahead and get our rack back on. Clean that up a little bit. Once it gets to about 275, we'll go ahead and throw the butt on. It'll be about 3 or 4 hours. Stick around. Ouch. Okay, we got our drum up to 275. We're going to go ahead and get the pork butt on it. We're going to leave this go for about an hour and a half. And then what I'm going to do is I'll come over and I'll spritz it with some apple juice to keep it moist. And then probably about 165, we're going to go ahead and wrap it. So stick with us. We'll do shots of the spritzing and everything as we go. And then at the end, we'll get to taste it. Stick around. And get some more. Put it to bed. Okay, folks, we're back. We're about 3 hours into the cook. We're going to go ahead and spritz it down one more time. And then probably about 20 minutes, we're going to pull this off and wrap it. Put it back on for another probably 3-4 hours. So you can get a good look at the bark we have on it. Once the smoke clears. and I'm just gonna spray the whole entire outside down. Again, you don't want to push the rub off. You can tell it's on there now. I mean, we got a good color. This thing's about ready to pull off and wrap. Okay, folks, we're ready to pull this off. It's been on about 3 hours. It's got plenty of smoke. See a lot of the steam coming off too. We're gonna reach down in there, grab it, and just place it in our half pan. I'm gonna close this up so we don't lose a whole lot of heat. We're gonna take it over. I'm gonna sauce just the top and the sides, and then we're gonna wrap it up and put it back on to finish the cook. It'll probably take about another 3 hours, maybe 4, and the pork butt will be done. Okay guys, now what we're gonna do is I got a vinegar based sauce that I whipped up. It's real simple. We'll put the recipe in the description, and you'll be able to get everything I've done right online and what I've used. And basically all I'm gonna do is just brush it over the top and put the glaze. It's going to be like a glaze, and we're not going to put a whole lot in the pan. This thing will render down, and there'll be a lot of juice in there when it's done, so you don't have to get a whole lot in the bottom of the pan. This is really just to finish off the cook process. You can tell that thing has a real nice color to it. Now I'm going to wrap the top with foil, put it back on the smoker, like I said, for about 3 or 4 hours, and it'll be all finished. Last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put that probe thermometer right down into the thick part of the meat, and we're going to take it back over and put it on the drum. Okay folks, we're going to go ahead and set this right on the grate. I'm going to take this and drape it over. Get my drum lid down. Plug this in. We'll see in about 4 hours. Okay folks, we're right at the 3 hour mark on this cook. After we wrapped it, my probe thermometer went off, so now we're just going to check it to make certain that it's done. We want to be around 195. We're going to let this rest for about an hour, and then it'll rest, and it's probably going to come up to about 200 after it. You can see we're right at 196. We're going to yank this. You can tell it's nice and tender. So we're going to go ahead and pull it off, and we're just going to let it sit for about an hour before we start pulling it apart and breaking it down. Okay folks, welcome back. Our pork butt has rested for about 1 hour. As you can see here, when I pull this out, it's still really hot. And it collected a lot of juice from that rest period. And the bone is just, it's pulling right out of here clean. So I mean, it's done, it's tender. You can tell by the whiteness on the bone. And we're just gonna, these are for sandwiches, it's pulled pork. So we're just gonna shred it up and pick through it and make sandwiches. You can tell, you can see that money muscle right there. How nice and tender that is. It's falling off. It's got a nice smoke ring. And this is just, it's gonna make good sandwiches. It's shredding really easy. This is, I just pull it all apart. Break it down. Go to another section, pull it apart. And you can see the smoke ring on there. This thing is just disintegrating. So we're going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to put a sandwich together for you. This is how I would serve it. So I have just a regular roll here. I'm going to load it up with some pork. Put a little coleslaw on top. And just a little bit of sauce, top it off. Plate right here. You want to try that out?
Yes, I do. Thank you. I'll get it.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue to pull this apart. You know, what's great about this is you don't need to eat it on the sandwich. You can just eat it as it is with no coleslaw, with no extra sauce. It goes great either way. Fix up a few sides and get yourself a taste of it. I mean, this is good eating here. The fat's really broken down on it. Gonna give it a try.
I would love to. Oh my gosh. So good. So good. Oh my gosh. Delish. So good.
So I'm gonna keep pulling this all apart. I'll get it all broke down. We got some more friends and family in the backyard gonna come in and eat. And keep checking us out. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Get you some.